Apple is getting ready to redefine what an affordable iPhone truly means. And this time, the shift feels deliberate, calculated, and long-term. This isn't Apple casually updating a budget model to keep sales ticking. This looks like a carefully engineered repositioning of the entire entry tier of the iPhone lineup. If the latest reports are accurate, the iPhone 17e won't be a routine refresh. It could become Apple's most strategically important mid-cycle upgrade in years, designed to close the gap between budget and flagship devices without cannibalizing the Pro lineup. And that balance is not easy. For years, Apple has walked a tightrope between offering value and protecting its premium models. The E-series started as a way to modernize older hardware and repackage it for a wider audience. But with the iPhone 17e, the approach feels different. It feels like Apple is intentionally elevating the baseline experience, not just recycling it. Let's begin with timing, because timing reveals strategy. Instead of the scattered February launch rumors that initially surfaced, expectations are now pointing toward an early March reveal. That window is important. Apple has quietly turned early March into a refresh cycle for its more accessible devices. It keeps momentum alive between major September launches while reinforcing the idea that even the affordable iPhone follows a predictable, premium roadmap. This annual rhythm signals something significant. The E-series is no longer experimental or transitional. It's a permanent pillar of the iPhone strategy, and the iPhone 17e may represent the most refined execution of that pillar so far. At first glance, the hardware foundation looks familiar, intentionally so. Place the iPhone 17e next to the 16e, and you'll instantly recognize the flat-sided aluminum chassis rooted in the iPhone 14-era design language. Apple isn't reinventing the frame. The 6.1-inch OLED display remains. The refresh rate stays locked at 60 Hz. There's no leap to 120 Hz ProMotion and no shift to a larger 6.3-inch panel. That restraint is strategic. Apple is clearly maintaining separation between the E-series and its Pro models. ProMotion, advanced camera arrays, and premium materials remain exclusive to higher tiers. But while the core hardware may appear steady, the front of the device tells a completely different story. The iPhone 16e kept the notch. The iPhone 17e is expected to adopt Dynamic Island, and that single change dramatically transforms the user experience. Dynamic Island is more than a design update. It's a functional interface layer. It integrates live activities, music playback controls, timers, ride tracking, navigation updates, call indicators, and system alerts directly into the top of the display. Instead of a static cutout, you get a responsive UI element that adapts. In real time, the 16e felt like it belonged to a previous generation. The 17e feels aligned with the modern iPhone ecosystem. Visually and functionally, it brings the affordable model into the same design conversation as Apple's flagship devices. That psychological shift matters just as much as the hardware shift. Now, let's talk performance, because this is where the upgrade becomes technically meaningful. The iPhone 16e shipped with the A19 chip, which already delivered strong performance for daily use. But the iPhone 17e is rumored to move to a version of the A19 chip. While it may not feature the exact same GPU configuration as the high-end models, it is expected to retain a 6-core CPU architecture with improved efficiency, stronger AI processing, and better thermal management. This isn't just about benchmarks, it's about longevity. Both the 16e and 17e feature 8 GB of RAM, and that's critical. In today's smartphone landscape, RAM plays a major role in multitasking, app retention, and advanced AI features. With Apple pushing deeper into on-device intelligence and machine learning capabilities, 8 GB ensures the 17e won't feel outdated in 2 years. In real-world usage, that means smoother switching between apps, better gaming stability, improved video editing performance, and long-term iOS update support. The iPhone 17e isn't just faster today, it's built to remain fast for the next 3 to 5 years. Connectivity may represent an even larger strategic shift. The iPhone 17e is rumored to feature Apple's in-house C1X modem, continuing the company's transition away from third-party suppliers. The 16e relied on the earlier C1 modem, But the C1X could bring measurable improvements in 5G efficiency, signal stability, and power management. And this matters more than most people realize. Your modem directly impacts battery life. When signal strength fluctuates, your phone works harder to maintain connection, which drains power in the background. A more efficient modem reduces that strain. It stabilizes performance in crowded areas, improves call quality, and enhances data speeds, while consuming less energy. In other words, connectivity upgrades translate into daily reliability, something users feel even if they don't see it on a spec sheet. Charging and ecosystem integration are also evolving in meaningful ways. Reports suggest the iPhone 17e will support Qi2, magnetic wireless charging at speeds up to 25W. That upgrade isn't just about faster charging. Qi2 introduces improved magnetic alignment, stronger accessory stability, and greater cross-brand compatibility. Wallets, battery packs, mounts, and stands will snap into place more precisely. Charging pads will align more efficiently. The experience becomes seamless and consistent. While the 16e supported MagSafe-style accessories, Qi2 formalizes that ecosystem and strengthens integration across devices. It pushes the 17e closer to the premium tier in terms of usability and accessory compatibility. It makes the affordable iPhone feel less like a compromise and more like a complete ecosystem participant. Now let's address the camera and Apple's deliberate restraint. The iPhone 17e is expected to retain a single 48-megapixel main sensor similar to the 16e. There's no ultra-wide lens, no telephoto zoom. Apple isn't attempting to compete with its Pro lineup in camera versatility. Instead, it's focusing on refining a single high-quality sensor supported by advanced computational photography. That means smarter HDR processing, improved low-light performance, sharper detail, and potentially enhanced portrait rendering powered by the A19 Chip's image signal processor. There may also be minor tuning improvements and possibly an upgraded front-facing camera for better selfies and video calls. Apple's philosophy here is clear: simplify the hardware, maximize the software, and when you zoom out and look at the broader strategy, the picture becomes obvious. The iPhone 16e introduced a modern, accessible iPhone built on strong fundamentals. The iPhone 17e refines that formula with Dynamic Island, A19-level performance, Qi2 wireless charging, and deeper silicon integration through the C1X modem. This isn't flashy innovation, it's disciplined evolution. Apple is narrowing the compromise gap between its entry-level and standard models more than ever before, without undermining the premium Pro tier. The experience becomes closer, the performance becomes stronger. The design becomes modern. If these upgrades arrive together at the expected early March event, the value proposition becomes extremely difficult to ignore. A modern front design with Dynamic Island, flagship-inspired chip architecture, 8GB RAM for long-term performance, improved modem efficiency, Qi2 magnetic charging integration, refined computational photography. The difference between budget and mainstream is shrinking fast, so now the decision becomes more interesting than ever. If pricing remains competitive, would you stick with an older iPhone 16e? Or move forward to the iPhone 17e and get the refinements that make it feel fully current? Because this time, the affordable iPhone may not feel affordable in the traditional sense, it may feel strategic, and that changes everything.